Well, I've had some requests to show the dogs again because obviously someone's not capable of taking care of his own wife and putting her in a 5,000 square foot mansion and electric grid can't take care of a dog. So there's Girly, and I'm kind of guessing that she went from starving to death to she may be a little chunky. She's the older one, and occasionally she'll gallop up the hill, but most of the time she does exactly that. Yep, time to lay down. Where's my food? We had a bag of bones, treats. So, long story, but one of the people who were supposedly watching these dogs also lived in Washington State, so he would travel back and forth. Well, I guess he bought a lot of food and then left to go to Washington and let him starve. Now, I don't know. Maybe he had somebody looking after him while he was at Washington and they just stopped looking after him. But anyway, they had a lot of food. So when he realized that we had taken the dogs in, he gave us all that food. Well, he also came with a bag of, like a 50-pound bag of these little treat bones, you know, like those little treats you get. Little box of treats. Well, this was a huge bag. Well, Girly had learned how to just get into the bag. Of course, we don't have a lot of storage area, so she would get in the bag and get a bone out all night long. So in the morning time, she wasn't hungry for breakfast. So it might be one of the reasons she got so large. But boy, she is heavy, and you know, she's always stiff. She got arthritis. Well, I don't know if she has arthritis, but she'll lay down for a while and then she'll get up and starts limping. And you see she's careful at the walking, but occasionally she'll start to jog. Again, I don't know if she's actually chunky or she just built really solid. I mean, it kind of feels like it's all solid muscle. So I really don't know, but she was starving. And then of course we got Girly, or excuse me, Red. And Red is much younger, much more active, much more playful. And occasionally they'll play with each other, but Girly just, and the thing is, you know, we got two big huge bowls of water, and every time they come out they'll find a raindrop somewhere that they'll drink. So, but they're pretty healthy, seem pretty happy, and boy, they like coming outside. And they're really good dogs. I'm surprised. They're not well trained. At least we haven't found the signals like, you know, sit or, you know, that kind of stuff. But they've quickly learned their names, easily identifiable. You know, and they've only been with us, what, maybe a month. And then they know certain words like, you know, go outside. But they get on the bed. There's another one when they come in. And the reason we have to do that is we have to encourage Girly to get some speed up so she can jump on the bed, because she just, her back legs just don't want to work, so she's got to get that speed to be able to get up there. So, but yeah, they don't seem to get too cold at night. That's good, because Skitty always got so cold during the winter. You know, we put extra blankets on at night so we can allow the temperature to get down in the 50s, and it's no big deal. I mean, it's kind of miserable when you get up and you got to start that fire. You get dressed as fast as you can, you put a coat on, you start the fire and wait until it warms the house, but at night you're mostly sweating. So I was kind of worried that, you know, I know somebody's gonna say, oh, they'll be fine, and that's fine. I don't care if they're fine, that's fine. But I was worried that at 50 degrees they'd start to get cold, but they don't seem to mind it at all. Whereas Skitty, you know, it'd get around 60 degrees and she'd be up trying to get cuddled in and bugging you all night, waking you up 30 times. So they, well, I guess they needed to come outside this time. Both of them have went potty, so I guess that's good. And then, and they're really good about not bothering me at night. I say, I mean, you know, like going to potty or anything, they don't bug me through the night. As soon as I get up, well, I say this, sometimes as soon as I get up, they want to go right outside. Other times they'll wait until 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning before Carolyn gets up, you know, right around Carolyn when she gets up. So Girly doesn't really understand how to share the bed. The white one. She gets on the bed, and it's quite the struggle with her to be on the bed. I mean, she takes her spot. It's kind of difficult. And the thing is, you touch her, she doesn't care. She just continues to lay there. Whereas with Red, she's a little bit more sensitive. She understands the space limitations. And so she'll climb in between us occasionally and just stay real tight to herself so she's not bothering us. And if you do bump into her, she moves to kind of get out of your way. So definitely different. Now, with the exception of last night, the way it's been going for recently, Girly, you're gonna, yeah, get out of there. Girly, no. She all of a sudden got to explore the adventure. No, don't go in there. Come on. Girly, get out of there. She wants to explore the woods, and I don't want. That's great. That is just great. And I know that's probably no big deal to you, a dog running up a hill. Ooh, that's great. What's so great about that? You gotta understand, that one who just ran up the hill could barely walk when we first met her. Her legs were just shaking out from underneath her. I'm sure she didn't have a day's worth of energy left in her. It was just terrible. And so we got several cans of, that chicken that I canned up, and she ate every bit of it. Several pints. So we're good. Really go. Why are they all of a sudden running off here? What is going on? What are you doing? Huh? I mean, I don't mind them walking around. I just don't want them running off. We don't have a leash, we don't have a fence. And it would pretty much just devastate me if they got loose again and ended up being abandoned and stranded, I should say, or lost. And we couldn't find them, and they starved again. The psychological effect of that had to be incredible. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of Googling, trying to understand their personalities and behaviors as a result of them being isolated by themselves for so long and starving to death. And Google pretty much says they had to rely on each other. You wouldn't have been able to separate them, which we couldn't. Like I said, I think in the past, I've said Girly, was stuck behind a fence or tied up or something. Well, Red would come up every other day and get fed. First time we met her, we didn't know about Girly. And that happened for a couple months. She'd come up for a day and then leave at night and go back down there for a day. So every other day she'd come up here to get fed. But she always went back down there for Girly. And then when Girly got loose and came up here is when she stayed. I mean, they might run off at night, but they would come back every day. So she was just waiting for Girly to get freed up. But now, they growl each other and different things. So I've asked Google about that too. And what it is they're just trying to figure out the pecking order of the house. Who's in charge? Who's going to get in trouble for what? And it's funny, if Girly's on the bed and Red wants to come up, they growl, or Girly growls. But the opposite is true too. If Red's on the bed and Girly wants to get up, Red growls. And it's pretty vicious, like, you think they're going to get in a fight. But once they get settled down and they fall asleep basically on top of each other. So it's not too bad. But I will say that Red does get offended a little bit more when I'm in bed. Red tends to jump down, surrendering the bed until Girly gets down. Like I said, most of the time in the middle of the night, Girly will get down, drink some water or something, and that's when Red will jump up. So they kind of shift, at the night shift, they shift positions. It didn't happen last night. Red stayed on the floor, which didn't make sense because Girly got down. And so I figured Red would come back up, but she never did. I went to the bathroom later that evening, and I figured Red would come up then, but she didn't. So Girly took advantage of it and came up. Anyway, so I slept with Girly all night. Boy, she is so hard to sleep in the bed. she really wants to occupy every square inch of it. So, how are we doing on time? But it sure has made Carolyn just absolutely giddy. I mean, I just can't explain how happy these dogs have made her. And I'm so happy about that. I mean, she's running around the yard playing with them. And she's constantly talking, you know, that baby talk to them. And I'm sure somebody's going to troll her now, but, you know, knock it off. There's no reason why she can't be happy to have a couple dogs. She's worked very hard her entire life. She didn't get a chance to, you know, spend much time with her kids because she had to work so much. And now she's older. You know, she's had some tragedies, and you know, I don't want to discuss it, but those who've been around since our pop-up camper days will know that there was a serious tragedy, and Carolyn suffered a lot. So, you know, this is kind of bringing back some of that energy that I saw in Carolyn before all these tragedies. So I'm glad she's got them. It just thrills me to death. I hate that we lost Skitty. I mean, I really adored Skitty a lot, but it just makes me overly happy that Carolyn loves these dogs so much. Yeah, I mean, she makes them breakfast, and of course it's dog food breakfast, but you know, she'll put bacon grease on and stir it up, make sure it's all soft for them, because Girlie's got bad teeth, really bad teeth, and it's going to be like $10,000 to get them fixed, and there's just no way we can do it. So, you know, we give her soft foods and do everything we can to make sure that she's as comfortable as possible. She's just old, and there's no way I can see spending that much money on a dog that's going to die shortly. So once she becomes where the quality of life diminishes, then we'll deal with that when that time comes. But I don't think she has bad quality of life. And look at her, she seems very curious and checking everything out. Occasionally she'll run down the hill and come back, occasionally. So she looks like she's female, but she just looks like that old wise man sitting on top of the hill, just kind of like, yep, this is what I created. But they have survived a heck of an ordeal, and sure is neat to see that she is at such a weight level now that you're wondering, is she getting too fat? But it's all right. So what if she's getting fat? She's happy. So I'm going to jump off of here. So if you click this up next box and take you to video over my other channel, I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you, make your wife happy. Sing and live your dreams. Thanks for watching.